documentaries on television about this stuff. Excuse me. There was the B-29. That was super high priority. That had to be built. Nothing could stand in the way. That's got to go. So, and they did a documentary, the history of the B-29. It was an hour show, okay. And it showed them in the factory where they're making the things. Now, aluminum is what they're basically made of, and it's an alloy. It's not just pure aluminum the way it comes out of the ground. They put all these different metals in it for different purposes. And they said that at one point in the manufacture, they ran out of a special ingredient. They said what it was, I don't remember, but I think they said they replaced it with, in order to keep the thing going, was with the magnesium. I said, magnesium? That stuff burns, But I could be wrong. Come out of the lunch, after lunch, at the mess tent, there's a B-29 on fire. It was a couple hundred feet away in the revetment. And boy, this thing was cooking. I mean, whoa. So I went back to work, and then we had mess tent, supper. I said, let me go over and look at that thing, just see what's left of it. I came across something that to this day I can't explain. Now that's a big airplane, that's no toy. And the airplane, now if you ever seen on television news, an airliner crashes, you see that it's all broke up, it's all burned up. But always the tail always seems to live, the outer wing panels, and depending on how it crashed, a lot of the body. When I went in there, anything that was aluminum was gone. I'm talking about not even tiny droplets on the ground. Here's cables going to the tail, steel cables for the controls, and a box back there or whatever operated them. And that was it. There was no aluminum. The wings, gone. Everything was gone except the metal. The only place there was any melted aluminum was under the 4 engines. The cowlings had melted, which must have been made of a different alloy. And there they were on the ground, flat. And the rest of the airplane's gone, like it evaporated.
Huh.
I've never heard or seen anything like it, and I've never been able to find anybody who could tell me what the hell happened. And I looked it over pretty careful. The nose structure was very well built. It was the 2 seats, just 2 posts with a piece across was sticking up. The instrument panel looked like a black waterfall. Everything was just melted down. But the piece that formed the nose of the airplane with the windows, all the windows were gone, but that made it perfectly intact. And underneath you can see the substructure, the floor with all kinds of stuff. It was all black, but it was substantial. But it was so weird. You look up, and that nose piece, it ended, and from where it ended was supposed to be the airplane. There was nothing there. Mm-hmm. And that, even the tail on that thing is monstrous. When I say there was nothing, I mean nothing. And I've never been able to find anybody who could explain it. Now the gasoline and the oil burning, that's what blackened up the front part a lot. And
right.
The engine was sitting on the ground, and all the mounting tubes were sticking up. And everything behind it was aluminum, the whole melted. All the tanks, the oil tanks, the gas tank, everything was gone. Nothing, no residue, nothing. Even the worst crashes with huge aircraft, you'll always find something, a tail, a wing or something to be hanging with, nothing. Mm-hmm. Every piece of that, and I'm thinking, well, now they had engine problems with B-29s, with fires. So some guys, like when they were flying out of Saipan, he's out in the middle of the Pacific Ocean to get an engine fire, and the frame and the airplane catches fire. They're out in the middle of no place but nothing. The airplane's going to disappear. I've never been able to do that.
We didn't talk about the atomic bombs.
Oh, I was there when they dropped them, yeah.
What can you say about that?
Well, nobody seemed to say much of anything. It's we'd study about atomic energy in high school, Chem. They said that an atom had so much power, it could do this and that. Yeah. But we never talked about it being a bomb. So, but no, it was nothing much was said at all.
So that's when you realized there wouldn't be a land invasion.
Well, everybody knew then.
Right.
So one night, after it's getting late, we're in the tents. Outside, all hell breaks loose. I said, wow, what are the Japs making a last-minute attempt, you know? And no, what it was, all the clowns were out with their guns, shooting off their guns, because the Japanese agreed to surrender. And everybody's celebrating. 9 guys got killed. I got it over there in my stuff.
What happened? They got killed?
Yeah, from all this crazy. One of the guys in our tent, he had his mess kit out. When we came back, there was a hole in the mess kit, in the cot, and in the ceiling of the tent.
It's awful.
Yeah.
Those poor families.
Yeah. And that was just to celebrate the thing. Oh, yeah.
So are you considered occupation of Japan? Since you were there after?
No.
Because Okinawa is Japan. So.
Oh, yeah, it was one of the islands, yeah. Ryukyu Island.
So, are you considered armory of the occupation?
I don't think so. I don't know, nobody ever told me, but.
Well, did you have officers by then? Yeah, because you
sure,
became that battalion,
right.
yeah.
But the thing was, I couldn't even tell you where the battalion headquarters were. And I only remembered the commander, the 32nd. He lived up in the Bronx, Captain Tannenbaum. And after the war, he looked up all the guys, and anybody who lived in the area. He had a big party over his place, so I took my girl, and we went.
Oh, that's so nice. What was her name?
Well, that's the map of Ireland. She was so Irish, she was all Irish, and I was all German, so.
What was her name?
Wait, I got better stuff for her over there. I got a high school picture.
Oh, I want this one. So what was her maiden name?
Flint, Kathleen Flint.
Kathleen Flynn.
That was a joke.
Did you? Yeah, I love that.
Everybody's got a
I
sour
love
puss.
that.
My father's at one end, then my mother-in-law, everybody's wearing black. My sister and her husband, look at him, he's got oh my God, looks like he just got stabbed in the back.
So did you get engaged after you got home?
Yeah, formally, yeah. But there was trouble, big trouble. Neither family wanted us to marry.
Yeah.
I don't know if you're interested in that.
No, we still have more military stuff to talk about.
Yeah.
All right, so we talked about the atomic bomb and the surrender.
Yeah.
How did you get home?
All right, they had a point system.
Right.
There were guys who went over there like 2 or 3 years in that Pacific. There was an anti-aircraft up in the corner at the top of the hill near the Island Command headquarters. They spent almost the entire war in the Pacific, and they only shot down one airplane, and it was one of ours right over our company area, the Navy TBF, and they killed 3 guys. The engine fell right next to the laundry tent, and the cylinders were sticking up. There was a wing, on the other side of the company area they had places where the Japanese buried their dead, and it was a distinctive shape. And the wing was flat in front of one, that was the wing was over there, and then there was some more stuff that fell in the company. Nobody got hit. Of course, they cleaned it all up and took it away, but that was that part of that. Yeah, I'm trying to think.
So you earned however many points you needed?
I'm sorry, we got off on the points. The longer you were there, the more points you had. So I just got there yesterday, so I had practically no points. So all the guys with the points were going first.
Okay.
And I had to wait till March before I could get out of there. We left on the USAT General Ernst. I looked him up later, but I forget what he did. But that was the name of his beautiful ship, only 2 years old. 14 days we made it to, but out in the middle of the ocean, this thing come to a stop. And I said, oh, what now? I went up on deck. Halfway out there was a humongous mine, you know, the plane that sinks ships, with all the spikes, the big ball with the spikes
Oh,
on it. Yeah. And they had a deck gun, I think it was a 4-incher.
Oh, they had to shoot.
And they were trying to blow it up.
Right.
But the ship's doing this and mine's doing that, and these guys weren't up to it, so they gave up on it, and they notified the Navy, that gave them the location, you know, longitude. The Navy would come and take care of it. So we're crossing, day after day goes by. Had an interesting thing is that international date line. If you're going toward the Orient, you lose a day. It's Monday night, when you get up in the morning, it's Wednesday. Okay, Tuesday's gone.
Right.
Coming back, it's 2 days that you gain. Okay, you go to bed Monday, it's Tuesday, you go to bed tomorrow night, it's Tuesday again. So we're right up to the international date line, 27th of March. Now we're starting to cross it. My birthday was the 28th. I could have had 2 birthdays. So one morning it was rainy, kind of rainy, it wouldn't rain. All guys are up on deck buzzing. I don't know what's going on. I go up and I look, way up on the horizon. The sun was just barely, couldn't get through with all the clouds. It looked like a low-lining cloud. I said, oh boy, this looks like a big one coming. So after a while, I'm up again. And the clouds are getting bigger. They ain't moving. And I'm looking, the sun's getting higher, burning off some of the mist. Then all of a sudden, the clouds went like this, and then there was water. And over the top, Golden Gate Bridge.
Nice.
Yeah. That was it. Pier 13. We got on a little boat. We went up to Pittsburgh, California.
Oh.
Pittsburgh, yeah. We had German POWs turkey dinner. After eating all that crap on the ships. Boy, that was something, almost enough to make you sick. Every year living out there. And we got up in the morning. They must have 10 railroad tracks that came to an end. 10 trains. You know, you're assigned to this one, because they're going all different directions all over the United States. So we had to go way up there, San Francisco, all the way to Jersey.
Were you discharged?
In Fort Dix.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Yep.
How was your homecoming?
Nothing. Walked in. Oh, hi. Yeah, glad you're home. Come on in. Called my girl. I'll be over to see you later. Like nothing happened. Like I just got back from the Boy Scouts last week, you know. It wasn't no big thing, but I don't know. There's 9 million other guys out there doing the same thing.
We forgot to talk about if there were many letters back and forth or packages.
Oh, yeah. One other thing I didn't tell you about. We got to talk about this. I don't know what you want to do, how you want to work it. I never told anybody, but my girl and I, she said she would keep a diary, and I would keep a diary. And then we'd exchange them when I got back. So she got the diary, and a couple of days I said, you get to read the diary? She says, yeah, it's nothing like mine. Nothing in hers would they, you know, it's a typical home life, what do you write? You know? And I'm over there with all these officers on that ship and all the crazy Okinawans. And so my book is all full of all kinds of stuff, and hers wasn't. It was a joke. We just laughed about it. So I saved it. I never told anybody I had it.
What about packages from home? Did anyone mail
Yeah,
you?
very rarely. I didn't expect them to be sending me stuff. Over there, when you land on like Okinawa, Japan, Philippines, whatever the monetary system is, they take all your American money and give you the equivalent, and you deal. Anything you deal with is with that country's money. And the POWs, they took more POWs on Okinawa than any place else, 1,700. Usually they'd fight to get 3 or 4 guys, you know. And I guess they realized it was over. The funny thing about it, they were treated so much better by our military, our government, in their own.
Yes.
Oh, real nice American cigarettes. Wow, that alone was worth it, you know. And they got paid. They worked, they got paid. They used to load the trucks and stuff. And boy, it didn't take them 10 minutes to get very friendly. Boy, they were loving it. They got good medical day. I mean, you got some teeth you filling in.
What about you? What about your medical needs in your
Anything
service?
you needed was there.
But did you ever need a corpsman or
No, no.
the hospital?
Remember, we were in, all he ever did with us, Adabrin tablets. The guy had it, when you were in the chow line, the guy had a clipboard, all the names. Where's your name? Where you go? Oh, Carl, okay. He had an Adabrin tablet, open your mouth, he'd throw it in, swallow, and then he'd check your name or go to the next guy. That was for the yellow fever. But we had to go to a dispensary for some other shots. It was a house. And we're in line and in a hall, and there was a big opening like to a living room. And we look way over, about where that wall is from where we're standing. There's something going on over there, and it's a gurney. And this officer came by, let's be quiet, let's be quiet. They're taking that guy's appendix out. That's it just struck me funny, you know, here's the guy laying on the thing and the surgeons around him and taking his appendix out. So, then we went on and got our shots. Oh, they were giving us shots all the time. It's terrible.
Did you use any of your GI benefits?
Yeah. I took up flight training after I got home. I learned to fly.
You flew? Oh,
Yeah.
interesting.
So that was, boy, me, by the time I was 13, I was an airport bum. I used to hang around practically all summer out at Old Westfield Airport. I used to take a bus and hitchhike the rest of it. Bumming rides all the time.
What about a mortgage for a house?
Well, I had the GI mortgage, and we bought a house. And, all it was if you failed, they guaranteed it, that's all, you know. But they never
Okay.
had to. No, we always made the payments.
And obviously you joined a veterans group. You're wearing your VFW.
Yeah, well, I belonged to VFW and American Legion both.
When did you join those?
A little later, I didn't join them right away.
Right.
The point is, this one, VFW, I never sat out with the membership. I was always up with the officers because it was a job nobody wanted in any, you talk to any veterans group, the least job for an officer is adjutant. Nobody wanted that. It says if you're an adjutant. I was adjutant for 23 years. Every time every year they changed the officership, they'd have, candidates and voting, and they go
Right.
through the whole process.
Elections.
And okay, adjutant, anybody want to be adjutant? That was that. Don't even say the word, that's a 4-letter word, you know. But according to the bylaws of the post, it was a paid position. I get $400 in June and $400 in December, right around Christmas. That helped out. Okay, you guys out there, you don't like to write.
Did you ever have any kinds of reunions with anyone?
Yeah, the only one was with Captain Tannenbaum in the Bronx. He lived up in the Bronx.
That was nice.
That's the only one,
And did you ever talk about your experiences as much as you did today?
No, never. Everybody you talked to in 1946, 47 was a veteran. You know, you were there? Yeah, I was here. So what? We were both on top. No, nobody ever talked about it. No, he just came back and picked up the pieces and moved on. I had an old 1928 Indian motorcycle. And the gas station across the street, I was learning the trade even then when I was a kid. And I put it in the back and covered it with canvas. And yeah, go ahead, and leave it out there. I came back and I acquired that thing, got it running. Yeah, I rode it for years. You drive it to work. Right? Yeah. In fact, I gave it to one of my sons and his son. They're going to restore it, but that'll take time and money.
All right, let's look at your Eisenhower jacket, and can you tell us the patches, is that for the corporal?
No, that's sergeant.
That's what I thought, sergeant, right?
Yeah.
And then the ruptured duck,
Yeah, that was some kind of discharge.
right? And then what about on the sleeve, above the
This?
rank? Yeah,
10th Army.
okay.
Yeah.
And then your ribbons, and then on the other sleeve is the lightning bolt going through the star?
Yeah, that was, while I was on Okinawa, they formed this, whatever you call it. There was two new designations, Southern Pacific Theater and Western Pacific Theater. So this was Western Pacific Theater. That wasn't put on until around the time I left.
And then the hashtags are for 6 months each, and that's
Yeah.
1 year?
Yeah.
Okay, good.
And I liked the Good Conduct Medal. I was the only guy who got a Good Conduct Medal with Oak Leaf Cluster.
Well, you did an outstanding job today, Harold. Before we look at your photographs, I just want to say that I'm honored and humbled that you came today to speak to me of your sacrifice and contribution that you made in service to your country.
We did what we had to do. That's what I tell people, They said, hey, you walked across the stage when you got your high school diploma, right? They gave you the diploma in one hand. They gave you an 03 rifle in the other and said, go get him, boy, or just over the next hill. That was the ceremony.
That's beautiful. And I love this picture of you. How old were you?
20.
And do you remember what you were thinking in this picture?
I got a picture of me when I was 18, when I graduated from high school.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. Oh, I got a
And
big
this
picture.
ring?
That was an ordnance ring. The
Oh.
Atomic bomb.
Do you still have it?
Yeah, I picked that up, but I don't always wear it, but I picked that up when I was at Aberdeen.
It's very interesting. I've never seen one of those.
Oh, yeah.
All right, Bridget, can you come over for a second? Just stand next to the flag. You can move the easel. In front of the flag.
Oh, this is my girl.
That's your girl, Bridget.
Yeah, she was way back.
I like how you guys matched today.
Yeah,
All right, Bridget, tell me how you think your grandpa did today.
did well. He likes talking about stories like this, and we always wanted to have him sit and tell the family because there's so many things, there's so many of us. So I'm just happy that Linda and you gave him this opportunity and we
Yeah,
share it with
I
everybody.
appreciate it. And I had a son-in-law. He was always talking about his adventures as a cowboy. He was never near Texas or any place else. And he's always talking about bull riding. He says, Dad, did you ever do any bull riding? No, my specialty has been bull throwing. I mean, so I got my big opportunity today. Yeah.
And Bridget, is there anything that you learned today that you didn't know before?
A couple of things.
Yeah. Is there anything that he left out?
Oh, there's a few things.
I don't know, what is up to you? Whatever you want
Do you have anything else to ask him that I didn't ask?
to. Off the top of my head, not really. Not that I can think of. I guess because I'm just used to kind of hearing it and living with him because I lived with him my whole life. So it's
Basically,
just,
I raised her. Okay.
So,
Oh, I see.
Day one. We're so close.
Oh, that explains why you're here today.
yeah.
Yeah.
You have a close bond.
Yep.
Well, you'll be invited back to a luncheon, and maybe even Linda's band will play at it. We'll
Oh,
see if
yeah,
we can line it up in enough time. Oh,
Listen,
thank
I
you.
have some more pictures if you just want to look at them.